We did it. We are selling ammo. NazoAmmo.com. We teamed up. Keystone Munitions, quality, premium product. We're selling it online. What do? You go to NazoAmmo.com. First thing that pops up, what's this? It's an email list. What's the email list do? It's going to give you access to promo codes. It's going to give you access to events, t-shirts, apparel, everything we're doing. Get on that email list. You want 45? 45's not on the website, but then it's coming in. You're ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the guy who's just finding out about it. You're a part of the family. Very fast and furious how we do everything around here. Nazo Ammo. We are moving Keystone Munitions. Premium products. We're doing it. You want to pick up? You don't want to have it sent? You're Carl. You live down the road? Pick up Nazo at the promo code at the end. Now you're picking up ammo here. We're doing it, man. We are doing it. Nazo Ammo. www.nazoammo.com. Small town, big ammo. 5anddimeeaston.com. They have their website officially up. You can shop most of their stuff online. They also have Fucked. They have Fucked in the store. I think they're the only one allowed to sell Fucked out of their store. It's 484-544-4719. That's at 5anddimeeaston on social media. These guys are great. I mean, they're killing it. It's the best skate shop, in my opinion, in the area. They have a lot of cool stuff there. Both the owners are rad. I stop in when I can. They're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, Saturday, 10 to 7, and Sunday, 11 to 5. There is someone always there to help you out with your needs. You can check their inventory off the website. You can check out some videos they got on there, and they're doing some cool things. Their social media is awesome. They support a lot of local skaters in the area, and they're growing. I'm excited to be a part of them growing. I'm excited to help them out. They're helping me out. It's a good relationship, and I push 5 and Dime Easton because they're the best skate shop in the area. Check them out. BTG Blasting. My man, Pat Cunningham, offering you pressure washing, disinfecting, acid washing, and rust removal. It is a high pressure washing business, bringing your stuff back to glory. He does anything from houses all the way to having him come into the studio. He comes down to the studio on a schedule and he disinfects the studio, and we are certifiably clean, and it just covers all the bases. So with the things that are going on now, you're going to need somebody like this. He's got a sticker out front. I am certifiably clean down here. He also offers free estimates on all your needs. He can do corporate and at home. You can reach him at 484-241-1711 and btgblasting@gmail.com. He just started this business and it is taking off. I'm super excited for him, and I'm super excited that he's a sponsor of the show. And you can check out BTG Blasting on social media for all of your pressure washing, disinfecting, acid wash, and rust removal needs. It's high pressure washing, bringing your stuff back to glory. He offers many things, and you need to check him out. Eric K. Dowdle, defense attorney. We had him on the show, and what crazy stories this guy's had. He's helped a ton of people over the years, and if you're looking for help, he is your guy. You can contact them at 610-882-3000, and it's ekdefense.com. Do you have a pending court case? Do you have a court appearance and need a defense lawyer? Do you need proper representation? Felony, misdemeanor, drug offense, assault, homicide, DUI, traffic violation, appeals. Reach out to Eric. Check out the podcast we did with him as well. It has his whole story on there. If you need help, Eric is here to help you. He sponsors the show. We appreciate it. He's going to be doing a monthly thing with us. Eric will be a part of the family now. Thank you for sponsoring.
So since we're drinking the champagne with beer, this is the 2 years cancer-free.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Hold
Salute.
on. Here you go, man.
Right there.
I'll leave that as part of the podcast.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to Never Again Radio.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Yeah,
you guys are both down here. Let me see here. Get this adjusted. Giacomos. Yeah. You guys have been a staple in the community for, I don't even know, since I started eating cheesesteaks. That's kind of the first thing I ever heard about him was Giacomos. I came in and met you, and that was the first time I interacted with you as a person, and I was like, wow, what an awesome, friendly guy.
Nice. Thanks, man.
I really am just excited to hear how this entire thing started. And you've been in this business for so long. There's so much to pick through. And I didn't, I met him out front, and he was saying he's been working with you for what, 10
years.
10 years.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you have him here. But how did you get into even Italian delicacies, selling food? Did your parents sell food? Like, that whole market thing.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So that started in 75, 76 when my parents bought the original Giacomos from his first cousin, who only ran it for a year or so.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm leaving PA, hitting Florida, see ya. So started that. They ran that on Washington Street on the West Ward for, 35 years or so. And then back in 99, 98, 99, we had a small little cigar parlor right next door, and he had left. So I said, you know what? It's time for me to get back into the food industry with my parents. So it was all takeout, little small place, 500 square feet maybe, and started it there. I mean, I'm going back now, so I can't even talk about it. So what happened was I worked at like Lipton Tea for like 6.5 years, and then left because I was tired of that whole factory thing. Went and helped my buddy build some homes for about a year or so, and I was like, you know what, it's perfect timing to move into that spot.
Yeah, were you cooking, or
So-
I'm sure you were into food the entire time?
Yeah, I was working at my parents, from a very young age.
Yeah.
At 12, 13 years old, it's basically all we ever knew. But yeah, I mean, once that place opened up, it was time for me to go in there. And then I have to give props to Alpha Sub, Andy, John, and Rita, where they're my dad's good friends. And my dad said, listen, would you mind if I send Sal over to learn a little bit about that end of the food industry, which would be like steaks and subs. So I spent some time over there, learned the ins and outs of how they ran their thing, and once it was time for me to open up,
Were you
ran with
making
it.
sandwiches prior to that? I mean, I'm sure, because I've worked in different
Yeah.
delis and stuff, you just start messing around with the food and making all your sandwiches, and
Right.
sometimes they make it on the menu or not. But were you making the sandwiches and the cold subs and all that before you went over?
So at my parents, it was strictly just all Italian delicacies. We made some sandwiches there, but
Yeah.
it was all cold stuff. And you have to remember, back then, there weren't bakeries like there are now.
Yeah.
Everybody from Jersey and New York is coming in and bringing in bread. So we had basically large French loaves of semolina, cut them in half, threw the Italian lunch meat on there. Very, very basic, but very good. So, that's where it originally started there. But when I got into cheesesteaks, I learned that from the DeGrazia family. So
Yeah, did you like learning that trade over there? Were you like falling in love with making sandwiches?
I did, man.
Yeah.
That over there was mostly like cheesesteaks and and salads and stuff. But all the sandwiches that are on our menu now, those are our creations, with the imported meats and stuff like that.
So when you started getting into the sandwiches, and you obviously come back after learning, that little business. What was it like getting that whole next section of, the business together? Because now this is essentially yours, and you're learning, and now you're going to open up a new version of what your parents kind of, passed down to you.
Right. So, I always thought I was going to get back into that line of work, and being I was 28, 29. It was time for me to just take off and start running and do my own thing. But I really enjoyed that little small spot.
Yeah.
Just cranking out sandwiches all day long.
There's something about that.
all day long.
Yeah.
Me, one or two other guys, and just sandwiches all day.
You find a rhythm to that, and
Yeah.
it's weird to fall in love with something so simple as making a sandwich.
Right. And then when Sal's Meat Market went up. We bought that in.
So that was what originally was on College Hill.
Yeah,
there?
that was Sal's Meat Market up there, and then we purchased that in 01, 02. It took us about a year to get that up and running. We did a lot of demo and basically gutted the whole place. So.
Yeah, because what's the square footage compared to what the little one was?
Oh man, I think that
tripled it. Because you have the basement.
Yeah, the first floor is like 1,800 square feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then and downstairs is all like storage, and we have a meat prep room down there as well. So, yeah, man.
What was it like getting that open then? Like, how was that like day one? Like, that's pretty prominent. Back in the day, I'm sure that that area. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Easton, but I know that College Hill is, it is what it is over there. It's a great place. So how was that to open that up? And were you nervous?
Oh yeah,
because you're now debuting something that's yours. It's no longer, hey, my parents are doing this. It's passed down. This is now you learned a trade. You have to believe in your sandwiches, and you're your own worst critic, and you have to hope that everybody is going to like the product.
Yeah. So the neighborhood accepted us.
Oh, I'm sure.
Very well, man.
I'm sure.
It was great.
Yeah.
Met some really nice people, and they're good friends of mine now.
And I think what's cool about College Hill, even after all the years of change and everything, is that it's still a very neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nothing's really changed.
No.
So it's still like people can walk there, and I'm sure that was huge for everyone in the area to be able to have that.
You can go up there any time of the day, and you'll see people walking.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they moved there.
Yeah.
That nice small section of Easton away from everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we've been up there 19 years now.
How big? Because I know, I just know because I've been in there, and then how busy it is. How busy was it when you opened? Was there a buzz about? Because I mean, this is also back when there's no Instagram, there's no social media.
Right.
Like it's just kind of the name coming over there, and it's a buzz. Hey, a sandwich shop.
Yeah. So my parents were still open at that time.
Yeah.
So we ran both simultaneously, and it was just insane.
I was gonna say that's probably fun.
It was insane. And we basically ran the shop with like 5 of us.
Yeah.
And it was just ridiculous hours. Like we would just open and close when we closed. It was tough.
Was there a learning curve between what worked there? I mean, because what you are now is you have a little bit of. Because were you just doing the sandwiches, or did you have the sausage and all the other stuff?
We did.
You had everything right off the bat.
We had everything in there. And there were times where I'd have to call my dad and say, "Can you make a sausage down on Washington? Because I don't have the time to do it up here." But I'm glad they're up there with me now, and we're still having fun.
Yeah,
we're still having fun.
What's it like to do the volume that you guys do? Because I feel like it's grown, and then the college is there as well. So I mean, there's a whole nother thing with the college as well. But I mean, it's just like you guys are just slammed.
Well, that's what we're there for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's growing every year, and that's exactly what. And it doesn't have to be, from slow to just extremely busy. Nice and gradual, and it's been great. It's been great.
When did the sausage become a thing? Because what was first? Was the cheesesteak first, and then the sandwiches, or was the sausage first?
Yeah, the sausage is my dad's.
Yeah.
So that has been the staple of Giacomo's for 45 years.
So they were doing this sausage from way back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The sauce that I brought you, the meatballs.
He didn't bring anything. He didn't bring anything.
I didn't bring any rice balls in. So those are the staples. And they also made homemade pasta, which I don't do, but we do have our own line.
Yeah.
Because there's too much to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sausage is first, and it's been our family recipe since my dad was overseas. And we're just going to continue running with that.
And then you turned... What are like your main sandwiches that you do there besides the cheesesteak? Like kind of like what? Kind of go through the menu, or I'm sure most of the people listening have been in the store before, but like, why don't you kind of walk us through like what is Giacomo's?
B, you want to chime in on here?
You want me to? I don't know if I can. Okay. I mean, you're going to come in, you're going to get a cheesesteak. That's number one. I mean, no matter where you go, everyone says Giacomo's around Easton. It's just how it is. The cold subs are outstanding. You have, all the imported meats, prosciutto, the supersada, the capicola, crispy chicken. You got grilled chicken. Anything.
I didn't
on
know you
that
guys
menu-
had crispy chicken.
Yeah, all the crispy chicken is outstanding. Fresh mozzarella, roasted peppers on that with balsamic. You can't go wrong. I mean, that's one of our main hits right now.
Yeah.
But that's you come in there and you're getting a good sandwich no matter what time of the day it is.
Yeah.
This basically the menu I have now is the same one I've had almost since day one. Pulled maybe one or two things that weren't moving down the road, but the staples are still there. They're still there. Same products, same lunch meat companies I've used, and that's it.
What was kind of the model that you built it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, looking at it from the outside, it's like, all right, cool, we sell sandwiches, but there's obviously got to be a business structure in there. Like, what was your plan going in to like kind of tackle where you'd be making your money? Like, you know, a lot of people probably talk about opening sandwich shops, but there's a little bit more behind it than there's a business there as well. So like, what was kind of your idea going into it, where you were going to lean primarily on the sausage, or you were going to lean on the sandwiches? Like, where were you what was in your mind thinking going forward?
There really wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just, I want to take what I have and just blow it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, okay, you know, on a turkey sub I can make $4, and on a Godfather I can make $10. I'm just throwing numbers out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, there wasn't really any kind of plan. I was just like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to stick with. We're going to make it right every time. Stick with good ingredients, and we're just going to go with it.
Yeah.
You know, there really wasn't a type of plan where say, you know, I'm going to stick with sausage and keep pushing that. We just wanted to be an Italian deli with some, you know, imports and things like that, and homemade items.
Yeah, what are the imports that you bring in? Because you have, like, for anyone who hasn't been in there, when you go in, it's basically like a small Italian market, you would say.
Right.
And then you have, which is a cool vibe, because you have your seating, which is nice. Then you get past the seating, and then you have your area where you can look over stuff. And then you have the deli where the meats and stuff are. But then off to the side, you have your own sauces and everything.
Right.
So it's not just really a sandwich shop or anything like that. You can get your dinner there every night if you wanted to.
You could, yeah.
So what are kind of the things that you started bringing in to kind of enhance that vibe? Because like what you said, you can't do everything.
Right. So, I mean, we have imported pastas and tomato sauces and stuff you could make at home as well.
Raviolis have been
I'm so hungry.
They're huge. The raviolis we have, they're killer.
Yeah.
They're so good, man. They come from Pastosa's out in New York. But we have dry pastas. But I tend to steer away from the supermarket type stuff. You know, if you want to go buy Di Cecco pasta, you can find that at any supermarket. Kind of didn't want to go that route. More artisan style.
Yeah, I like that, because I've come in there before we even talked, and like, or like, you know, I have friends who like will make a specialty sandwich. So like, oh, all right, well, I'll get the sausage from Giacomos. But then while you're there, you could also be like, oh, you guys have your own sauces, and then you could start looking and actually go and take what would have been a normal dish of pasta and sausage now to like a level way up, where like, if you know what you're doing, this is something you could create that you would get at an expensive restaurant.
Right. Exactly.
I think I like that. I like that you can go in there and get the different stuff.
Yeah, I mean, those ravis are real good.
Yeah, they're outstanding.
And we have like 10 or 12 different flavors there. And then we just we started our own line of pasta and ravis from a co-packer out of Jersey. So, I mean,
like, how do you get involved in doing stuff like that? Like, is it something that you were searching after, or somebody contacted you, or you just kind of like, you know, I'm sure purveyors are barking at your door every day.
You know, I have a friend he's all over the place.
Yeah.
And he knows so many people, and he'll just come back with ideas. He's like, well, you know, I know Family Kitchen out of North Jersey, and I think this would be a good fit for you. So what do you mean? He's like, he wants to talk to you. I said, oh, let's go. We talked, gave him some of our recipes, and he just ran with it.
Yeah. But I like that you can constantly, like how you said, you're constantly growing. And when you have something that's popular and whatnot, it's probably difficult to keep to grow outside of like the popular lane. But then if you create something like that, I mean, it's cool that you constantly want to keep constantly growing. Is that something that like you got from your parents or your father, or like that work ethic is not in everybody? And I'd like to try and pull that out sometimes. And it's obvious that like you enjoy working. It seems like that's all you guys do is work. It sounds like everything you've done is work. Especially for staying that long in a factory job. I mean, that's back when like that was a career. It's not now where you know, the way things are. So I mean, where does that work ethic come from?
Well, my dad's 82 and my mom's 80. And they still work for me.
Yeah.
So, and they're there 5 days a week.
What do they do while they're there?
It's just the way it is, man.
Yeah.
And they outwork half the people that we have there.
It's you know, we make the sausage, the homemade rajol, the meatballs, the sauce.
It's got to be a part of their life that they don't even want to stop.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's
what they know.
They you know, when you were asking about you know, broadening that horizon, they're more on the conservative end. If I do change things, it's because I want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, it's a different mentality.
But that's a good
I mean?
that's a good yin and yang, because then it keeps it mom and pop, but then you could also go a little bit over here.
Yeah, exactly.
How's the college treated you? Because I mean, that's got to make it crazy on the weekends and stuff. I mean, that's going to double, triple your kids coming in there.
When the kids are there, it's overwhelming.
It's got to be.
It's a good time, especially you know, they like the party. So.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, you probably got your crowd of people who come in hungover in the morning, and then you got your, you know, but it's not like you guys have. Like, I've been to colleges, and I remember when I first went to Penn State and like found out what chicken wings were, and I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, to then to go to that school, and then they're like, oh, you can go down here and get a killer cheesesteak. Like, it's a part of your college experience. So that's got to just shovel all of them over there.
So the good thing about the college is they have their own concepts of sandwiches, and sometimes we just tweak them a little bit, and they become a special for the week.
Yeah.
'Cause these kids are like Jersey, New York, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And
they throw everything on the menu on the one sandwich.
Yeah, I want to stay in this lane for a little bit. So like when people come in, they're like, yo, man, can I get a custom, like this and that? You guys just do it?
We'll do whatever you guys want.
Like they'll come in and they're like, well, I want a Godfather with crispy chicken. And that was a few years back, and we're like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I get that back in the city. I said, okay, let's run with it. And before too long.
That's fun, though, because it's got to make it fun for you guys as well.
Yeah, something different is always fun.
Especially when you're doing 1,000 of the same sandwiches all day long.
Exactly. And, you know, they just tell their friend and then their other friend. And they all come in and they're like, you know, I'll get this, grilled chicken with
vodka sauce.
Chicken
parm with vodka sauce.
Yeah.
I didn't know the drunkens were a thing. My buddy told me about that.
We've done cheesesteaks with sausage in it.
Yep.
It is
pretty good.
It is really good.
It's really good.
So what is it? It's the sausage, and then you chop it in with the cheesesteak when you're making it on a flat top?
Yeah.
Mix together how we do our cheesesteaks. So,
but I like that, because it's like I did cheesesteaks for a while, and when I was over there, like there'd be two guys who'd come in and they'd be like, make it hot, and I was like, you want it hot?
Yeah.
And then it was like a thing when they came in, they were like, yo, and then it was like you got to do this specialty item for a customer, and they appreciated it so much that like it's cool when you connect with people like that, where you can create what they want, and then you guys are just, you know, creating constantly, but then to connect with a kid, even if it's just a college kid for one moment, is like, dude, that sandwich, like those are I don't know, there's something about that with making food when somebody really appreciates it, and even just says something stupid like dude, where you're like, you hit that home run, and then you know
they're coming back for that.
They're coming back for it, but they also know that you completely put all of your love, attention, and care into it, which is why it tasted that good. And then when you mix all that together, it's got to be a really cool feeling.
Yeah. I mean, we had the one college kid, he would come in 2-3 times a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Seriously, 2-3 times a day.
And then you just start knowing people, and then it's cool. Like, I mean, it also swings the other way when you get people that you don't want to talk to. But like 90% of the time, it's like you end up having friends who like come in and they bullshit with you. All right, man, just get my sandwich on Friday, and it's cool. It's a thing that I don't think a lot of people get to experience. But when you have that small deli vibe, and you get to interact with people on a regular basis, there's a lot of like heart-filled,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
warming things that go on in there.
Yeah, man. When they're walking in the door, you already know where they're going.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, or like when you just start making food
They
for
love
people.
the customers love that though. I can see a guy coming down in the door and say, "You're getting a tuna sub today." Yep, go ahead and make it.
Yeah. Or like by the time they hit the counter, you got it done.
Yep.
Here you go. What?
Oh,
That stuff's fun.
some people's faces are like, "How'd you get that done so fast?" Hey, we already know what you were gonna get.
Did you guys always do breakfast, or is that a newer thing now?
That started about 6 years ago. Just because it was something that the Hill needed.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then we figured, you know what, we'll do breakfast sandwiches and
Because you guys are probably already making your own breakfast sandwiches when you would go into work, right? That's what we used to
exactly.
do.
And we were there. We were there at 8 o'clock.
We were there.
Yeah.
So we said, what the heck? We'll just open at 7.
What was your what breakfast sandwiches? Because I never had you guys breakfast, but my friends have talked about it. What do you guys offer for breakfast?
Oh, I mean, we have our own sausage patties.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
I mean, I gotta say that's the killer.
How dare
That's
you
the-
ruin my
that's
follow-up.
the killer right there, man.
I'll say it. I'll say pork roll.
Ooh,
we
yeah.
have pork roll.
Yeah, not Taylor Hill.
Yep,
Yeah.
I will say it.
Yeah, pork roll does fly.
It does.
Yeah. It's crazy.
They're basic.
Yeah.
Sausage, egg, and cheese, pork roll and cheese,
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
crispy chicken. Yeah.
Where do you guys get your bacon from? Is that in-house?
No, that's not.
Yeah.
No, that's
Hatfield.
Hatfield.
Crispy chicken breakfast sandwich you just said? I'm sorry. That like pulled my
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Prosciutto, egg, and cheese we do. I just
Yeah.
did one today.
Yeah.
And whatever you want. Seriously,
So
whatever
did you change your
want.
hours now because of breakfast? Did you open earlier?
We did. We're still on COVID hours,
Yeah.
just because the lack of help that's out there.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere. And we'll see what happens come September with the staff. I don't know who's sticking, who's leaving. With college coming around the corner and high school. So, we just got to run with what's out there right now.
I want to stick on the
best- do the
staff
best
a
we
little
can.
bit because
Yeah,
the fact that he's stayed with you for 10 years is like when he said that I was like, oh wow, like I've had 56 jobs.
Right.
So like when I hear when people are somewhere long term, there's got to be a reason why you stay there long term. But like, and when I worked with Keith and I used to drop towels off, I worked with him for a little bit. I kind of noticed that you guys had like a very family atmosphere there, and like everybody was like getting along, and like it was a really cool vibe. What's it been like for you to be able to just get a job and then essentially pull a career out of it to love what you're doing so much to stay somewhere for 10 years?
It's probably honestly the love that I get from them. I mean, he's always treated me like I was his kid. And that's,
Huge.
It is when you're, at a job, especially coming from, McDonald's and Giant and stuff where, your boss, he doesn't care about you. It's, you're a paycheck to him. If you're not doing something right, it's, you're getting fired or something, along those lines where, he's been awesome. Like seriously, his parents always treated me great. Giacomo and Gina are they're awesome people. The whole family is just great. It's just an awesome time working. Everybody that we got there, we all get along. We'll go out on a Saturday afterwards, get a beer. Long week. Just a great vibe to be up there and just we make our sandwiches and we joke around all day. We have a great time.
I'm not the type of guy who's going to say, "Hey, B, go do this." It doesn't work that way.
Yep.
B, could you please? It's about showing respect for another person. I'm just not that type of boss. I'm a hands-on guy. I don't sit there and make them work. I don't sit there and
No, every
watch
time
them
I
work.
came in to talk to you, you were working.
It's the way it is.
Yeah.
You have to.
And that's
I think
also
it's about treating people with respect.
You don't see that. You don't see a boss, an owner working as hard as he does. I mean, he'll be there before us and he leaves after us every single day. Running to this store afterwards, doing this afterwards, before he needs to come in, he needs to take meat out and he needs to do this. You don't see that every day. You really don't.
And you got a lot of that from your parents, I'm guessing, because your parents don't stop working.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what you do.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Is he your longest running employee from the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have Josh. He's been there since 7 years.
Yep.
And
Jimbo's been there a while.
Jimbo's been there. He left for a short time, but came back. So I'm going to say you got to put Jimmy 6 years.
Yep.
That's a long time to keep employees.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
And we're losing one of them soon, so that's
Yeah. Joshy's Air
We had
Force.
him since
Air
he was
Force.
a baby, so
Yeah. Do you,
He's leaving from serving the great customers at Giacomos to serving the great people of the United States.
yeah.
Yep.
It's always tough when, even when I worked, like tree work, where you just become friends with people and then they move on with their life because they, you know, they're there and they had a plan the entire time. And then sometimes it moves forward, sometimes it doesn't. But
Right.
it's always tough leaving friends. It was always, anywhere time I worked in a kitchen, it was always hard to leave a job because of the relationships I had in the kitchen where, you know, you start thinking, if I leave, then this person's got to, you know, he's got to work by himself. It was always hard for me when there's a very specific bond between people who work in a kitchen.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's difficult sometimes to either go or, you know, to even just find people that work in the mix. But it seems like you guys have a really solid core foundation to what you're doing over there.
Yeah, me and the other guy, we can work together without even talking to each other.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
just how
that's
it
fun
is.
when that starts
The
happening.
three of those
That's
guys,
just how it is.
there's no job duties on the board. They come in, they do what they do.
Yeah,
I don't say anything. They just do.
that's the best way to work.
Yeah, they get along.
Do you guys listen to music while you're working?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to listen
Especially
to
when the
music when I
customers
cook.
aren't there.
Yeah. But no, I always found it, like I find a rhythm and then I like to follow the rhythm and then just kind of like keep a pace going.
Yeah.
Yep, just keep going.
What's like the busiest hours you guys hit where like you're hammered with tickets and you're kind of like, you know, what's your crazy days? Every day or the weekends get nuts?
Just about every day.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hit or miss.
Yeah, recently, since last summer, every day.
Yeah.
You got about
Every
10:30 to about, I mean, till we close pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It starts around 10:30 and lunch goes all the way until we close.
Yeah.
How did you guys deal with COVID?
The first month was pretty crappy, but
Yeah.
that, you know, everyone dealt with that.
Yeah, remember when like people weren't driving?
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I didn't know. I was like, I didn't. I didn't know if I was allowed. Yeah, I didn't know if I was allowed to. Like, my buddy's like, "Yo, should I come over?" And
Yeah.
he's like, "I don't think we're supposed to leave the houses." And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. I have beer."
yeah. we worked every day.
Yeah. Because what you guys do?
Every
Just
day.
switch to just doing full takeout?
Yeah. So when they shut us down, well,
Oh, that's right.
indoor
Yeah.
dining when they shut us down, all takeout, curbside. We did a little delivery, but we had,
Delivery's tough. You probably
It
get
was
way too many
horrible.
orders to
Yeah.
do delivery.
and then I'm trying to think of when they went to 25%.
Yeah, they went to 25%, and then we opened it back pretty much
Yeah,
up.
over the winter, 25. I mean, there were still some people that were hesitant to sit down and eat, but tons of takeout we did in the beginning, man. Last summer was insane.
Did you even mess with outside seating or anything, or did you just stick to takeout?
I have 4 tables out there.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, so like a little patio. I mean,
Yeah.
there were some folks out there. Everyone's just they were so afraid, you know.
Yeah,
But it's lightening up now.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of old customers coming back.
You guys back to indoor dining again? 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's all lifted, right?
Oh yeah. It went from 50 to 75, and that only restricted a couple tables. So really, what difference did it make at that point?
Yeah.
So let's go. We're ready to go. You know, we're ready to move on, and that's what we did.
It was time.
Yeah.
It's definitely time.
Yeah, what was that like for you to be there for 10 years and then to have something like that happen and then your workflow, you know, was it scary for you or like kind of what emotions did you go through?
I mean, like I said, he said before, it's a staple in this and community for a while. So I know it's not going anywhere. I knew it was gonna, my job was still secure there. I mean, it was weird. You're cooking and you look out there and there's nobody out there. Everything's on phone orders.
Yeah.
It's from going to a packed house to literally looking out there and nobody's out there.
Yeah, we had the chairs up on the table for months.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was strange.
That
It was
was
definitely
tough.
strange. It was,
The bottoms of the chairs got dusty.
yeah.
Imagine that.
Yep. I mean, it was nice we didn't have to clean the lobby every night, but
Wiping tables down and whatnot, I'm sure it was, I don't know. I mean, sometimes just takeout's good, but it's also, you guys have that nice seating area in there.
Yeah.
it's nice to talk to the customers. I
Yep.
mean, it is nice to,
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. You lose a lot of interaction.
Yeah, I mean,
We
when everyone had their masks on, we didn't know. We were like,
sometimes we didn't even know who they were.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now they come in like, we love seeing your faces again. Like, yeah, so do we.
Yep.
Yeah, I went to a bar last night, and it was the first time that the bartenders had their mask off, and it was just such a. I was like, oh, okay, this. It was just so weird.
Yeah.
Weird seeing everybody in the masks.
Yeah.
What do you got coming down the pipe for as far as what you want to do with Giacomo's, in the future, and like what are your plans for it, or do you, how do you plan on growing it more, or like where do you see things going?
I mean, right now, it's not. I don't know how to say it, but I would love to just blow it up, and maybe get another place.
Where would you go?
I don't know. Maybe right here in Nazareth.
I got a spot for you.
I live right up the road, man.
Hey, keep talking. Keep talking. I like that idea.
No, I'm having a meeting tomorrow. I'm looking to put businesses into a building.
Hey.
Yeah, so I mean, I would love another location. Is the timing right? I don't know. I got a couple of young kids, younger boys at home. It may not be that kind of timing, but it's always.
And you got to go back to when you were
there.
doing two. Once you get into that second one or have two, it's a mountain of work.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I don't know if I would do full scale like that.
Yeah.
Maybe just sandwiches.
Yeah.
Cheesesteaks.
I think that would be the best bet. I mean, nobody understands how much work goes into making the meatballs and the salt. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, take us through that a little bit. Like, because you guys do a lot of that stuff from scratch, or if not all of it from scratch. Yeah.
Everything. Our meat comes in daily. So it's not like we're just getting meat and throwing it into a mixer and it's cutting it by itself. I mean, right here, baby. This is how we do it.
Walk us through when you guys, you guys get your stuff in.
Yeah, so we buy local. So that's Hatfield, Leidy, which is right down 309. When my father has high standards. If it's not up to their standard, he doesn't even want it in a building. So, from daily deliveries of pork, spend a couple hours getting that ready to make sausage. I mean, it's from deboning to cutting by hand,
pulling
to
all
grinding
this stuff out that the supermarkets usually, just grind right through and don't really care about what goes into it. I see his dad is.
Yeah, he's meticulous. He's crazy.
He everything needs to be off. Everything. But it's awesome because it shows in the product.
Yeah,
it really does.
It changes it too. It's like that's the stuff that makes it your sausage.
That's it, man.
Giving a shit about what it is.
Yep.
So what all do you guys do for the prepared stuff in general? Like you said, meatballs, and then your chicken. You're
grinding the meat. We're sitting down there, me, Sal, his mom, rolling meatballs by the
hundreds of pounds.
Well, I was going to ask if it's just you who kind of primarily handles the sausage, but there's probably so much that moves that everybody has to be.
No, we work together, man.
Yeah.
There's no set.
But you would have to at your volume.
Yeah, with the volume that we have in meatballs and tomato sauce, is not just my mom. It's not just my dad. We're all in there.
Yep.
4 of us are usually down there making meatballs.
That's crazy. How many do you make?
Oh man,
I wanted her to count the one time when we made it. She was like, I don't even know. I was like, there's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Because you guys are probably selling out of stuff as well, right?
Well, last summer was really hard. We were running out of stuff because everybody's cooking at home.
Yeah.
A lot of. I mean, we did a lot of takeout, but a lot of folks were cooking at home.
I didn't even think of that because they're getting takeout, but they're probably like a friend of mine. She's over in the silk mill, so she went over to the Tucker silk mill, and like that's where she got her groceries from every day to support that. Were you guys getting into that kind of stuff? But then it was probably hard for you to get the products. I mean, the way it is now.
Right. So groceries really took off for me. It was hard to get product in from Italy, actually New York, but. And they weren't making deliveries, so I had to go pick up. They wouldn't come over to New Jersey or Pennsy.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so I'm like,
that was
Joe,
a fun time.
I need a truck to come. He's like, we're not leaving. He's like, you have to come. I'm like, really? So I was making the trips.
Yeah,
and it was hard. It was really tough because. Yeah, people.
But the fact that you gave a shit enough to go get those groceries because you knew people were trying to support you. So it's like if you didn't sacrificed to do that, then these people wouldn't have been able to help you out. You know what I mean? Like, so they gave a shit enough about you where you had to give a shit enough about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I think that's a strong quality
that's
that,
what it's all about.
you know, some people overlook, and it's when people start cutting corners in food. And, you know, just from the conversations that we have, you can tell what goes into what you're doing, because it's not cutting corners. It's putting in the work, and it's doing the extra thing and making the meatballs by hand. And it's like, they got so many people out here that want to come in and sell you a pre-made product and tell you it tastes just like it, and it doesn't. Because I tell everybody, like, when I started cooking, you can actually change the taste of the food with a mood. Like, if you're in a bad mood, the cheese, like, if I made you a cheesesteak and I'm like, yo, I want you to taste this cheesesteak, that tastes different than, like, if I'm stressed out and I'm like, look, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
You know, I'm like, when you find that line of giving a shit all the time, it's when, you know, and that's why I love, like, going and traveling and finding these different food spots where you just run into people who actually give a fuck about what they're doing. Oh, the bread. Like, what bread do you guys use? Because that's a major thing with what you're doing with sandwiches.
And it's funny you say that, because I was going to tell you about that, because that is what I think the biggest issue is with our small shops. There aren't any good bakers here. Yeah. You know, everything's from New York, New Jersey. But even still, it's consistency. You know, we
can get a bread that's, you know, 12 inches long one day, and then it's 8 inches long the next day.
So
it's hard to work with that.
That's the battle. That's the battle with us, because and I use 2 different bakers just because of that. And it drives me nuts, because I want consistent sized bread all the time. You're not going to get it, because maybe the guy that's making that bread just doesn't
care,
give a crap, you know. The products are good, but, you know, there's only so much I can do on my end as far as the bread, you know? And I can't bake my own.
No more work.
You sure you don't want to learn how to bake bread? There's a lot that goes into making your own bread and all that, and just, you know, but like you said, it is hard in the Valley to find, you know, that home run bread that they're going to be able to consistently make mass volume where they're going to be able to bring it to you. And it's like, you know, when I worked doing the different steaks and stuff, it was like, that was always the running problem, where it was like, you know, one day you'd have footballs, and the next day you got smaller ones, and then you know, then for a month they're on point, you're like, hell yeah, this guy, my guy is bitching to the people and they're listening, and then the next week, now you got footballs again. And it was always just a constant uphill battle. And there was never really an answer to it unless you started going into the city. But then who's got the time to do that every day? And then, you know, it just comes into a constant battle of bread.
And it's not cheap.
No.
The rolls aren't cheap.
No.
So,
and then it's like, and then you look at their shoes where they're probably doing so much goddamn volume where they're just like, all right, what are they going to do?
Nothing.
Because, you know, and that's like, but then if you don't bitch at all, then you're the guy who gets all the fucked
crap.
up bread. It's a weird, there's a lot of weird shit that goes on that I've never really talked to anybody about, because it's just shit you don't talk about. Like, it just doesn't come up. We're like, you know what bothered me today was the bread guy. But there's a lot of dumb shit in the food industry. Like if you have a guy bring you produce and he brings you okay produce, you are now the guy who accepts okay produce. And you literally have to be like, get this the fuck out of here and never bring this in here again. Or you're now the guy who, like, oh, there's brew shit, give it to Giacomos. Giacomos will take the brew stuff. They don't care.
No,
and but I'm saying it's a very weird, there's a lot of weird relationships in the middle of giving a shit about what you're doing.
For sure. Oh yeah. I mean, I've been using Nazareth Produce since day one.
Yeah, I've worked at a bunch of places that use them. They're really good dudes.
They are. Yeah.
We never had any issues with them, and I've always liked the delivery guy. I think he's like the owner's son or the owner.
Peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just quiet, comes in, drops your stuff off,
and leaves.
I'm like, is that guy a serial killer? They're good people.
Do you hear that,
there.
Peeps?
No, I love Nazareth Produce. They're cool.
His little son comes in sometimes now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, little Peeps, we call him. I don't even know if he's 10 years old. He might be 10 years old now.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah. Besides kind of like, you know, what we got into, kind of like what you got coming down the pipe, like, do you think you're going to expand the menu at all or get into other different things, or, you know?
You know what? I like going with what works.
Yeah.
Expanding the menu is... if you come in and you have an idea and we make it and it's good, I'll throw it up there for a while.
Oh, I want to get into collaborations quick. Like, because I see you work with the Goat Pub and Pie, and you know what I mean. So, like, what's like, who do you got coming in that wants to work with a lot of your stuff? Because it seems you're very open to working and collaborating with a lot of different businesses.
I mean, I'm open to anything.
Yeah, that's cool though. Some people aren't. You know what I mean?
I'll do the best I can for you.
Yeah.
You know, for me to help you and you help me. Well, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
You know, so Tim Kosler was a longtime customer, and he knew Brandon longer than I knew Tim. So, but he came in and he was like, you know, we want to use your product. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? He's like, well, we're making pizzas. I'm like, well, give me some more info. He's like, getting ready to open up Old Devries. I said, let's roll. Let's do it. I said, you know, whatever you need, I'm here for you. And it's been great up there.
Yeah, that what a way to turn around that spot.
Yeah,
I always like Devries. I do love my shot and beer bars.
Right.
I was telling him beforehand. But then for them to kind of take that to the level of what it is. I went there last night. It's just nice having a bar like that around where it's like I can go get pizza and a beer and a shot, and you know, they give a shit about what they're doing with the food.
That pizza is awesome.
Yeah.
That pizza is awesome.
Who else do you guys work with?
We'll do some stuff with
Brian gets some stuff from
Brian
us.
from Breakfast Table.
I love the breakfast table.
Every once in a while,
I think that is the best breakfast spot in the valley.
Yeah, every once in a while he'll do a Giacomo special.
He does
there,
specials
you know?
all the time.
Yeah,
man. I mean, there's not many.
Yeah.
But
I just know you're open to working with people, and I see it on the menu, and I'm like, oh, that's cool that they, you know, they want to do stuff with the sausage stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing great.
The breakfast table.
The goat.
Or the goat, yeah.
They both are.
Yeah.
You know, Brian does it. He's a phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a wait every time you go there. But there isn't anything you should change about that place. I don't think you should go bigger. I think it should it is the way it is. It's such a very unique little spot, and if you go there during the week and nobody's there, it's even better. But it's one of my favorite breakfast spots ever.
For sure.
The goat, though, that place has been packed the entire time, every night. And I asked him, I was like, you know, what was more impressive to me, I mean, the food's awesome, but how well it's ran. And I talked to the guy for a little bit, and he's like, yeah, we all ran, or they had been in the service industry for forever.
Right.
And like even the employees there, I was just like, holy shit, like these guys definitely know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be there for a while.
Yeah, I don't think it was just, you know, fly by the seat of your pants.
No,
they knew exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, they're very organized.
They got the people they wanted in there.
Yeah,
and they're like, let's go.
It's a nice mix because it's like you get the locals back from Devries that come in there for dinner, and then you got the new people coming in who knew them from the bowling alley. It's a really cool mix of people that get along. I've had zero problems there, but it's so close for me now. And it's just kind of, I just go there for after cooking burgers for 2 days. I was like, I'm going to get fucking pizza.
I mean, I did the same thing last weekend. I was on my way home.
Send us a picture.
I was like, I'm going to stop for.
Didn't even invite us either.
Well, I'm flying solo. I'm flying solo. I was like, man, I'm freaking hungry. What am I going to get? I'm like, well, I drive by it every day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to stop for pizza and grab a beer. That's what I did.
Yeah. I want to ask you because my brother brought this idea up, and then I'll wrap up and let you guys go.
Yeah.
My brother wanted me to do a smash burger, but he wanted me to use sausage.
Yeah.
And then do onions and peppers, and then I want your opinion on this too, because I want to kind of come up with an idea to build this sandwich, and then I want to do it. He suggested that we get, I was like, the ground sausage, do 3-ounce patty, smash it down. And I've done that before because I did it with a breakfast sandwich and it does work. But then he was like, nah, do it like a sausage and pepper sandwich. But he's like, shave your onions and peppers down, put them over top like you do with the smash burger. Because the smash burger, I do the 3-ounce patty, super thin onions, and then you smash it down, and then that cooks, and when you flip it, it fries the onions on the bottom.
Right.
So you would do the onions and the peppers on that. But then where my brain's blocked, because I don't really fuck with making sausage sandwiches, or like that you guys probably do. Right. What cheese would you use? What bread would you use? And would you put sauce on it?
If you're using Giacomo sauce, I say
this is all.
You don't need sauce.
Sauce.
You really don't.
All right,
need
so
sauce.
this is all Giacomo's products.
You don't need sauce.
Picture building this with what you guys have.
Building that. Thin sliced onions. Maybe par cooking the peppers first.
Yeah, you think?
By themselves, because they take a little too long to cook.
Oh, that's right. Yes. That's right. You would partially cook the peppers.
You know?
Yeah.
You put them off to the side, a little pile.
Yeah.
And then add them in. You know?
It just brought me back to
I mean?
cooking and having to prep and cooking all the peppers and onions halfway.
A little, get that flavor in there. As far as cheese, I mean, you can put block Prove.
Sharp Prove.
Well, that's what I was thinking immediately with Sharp Prove. My brother was saying Mott's.
You can't go wrong with either or.
Yeah.
You honestly can't.
You can either put it in the center of the sausage or on top.
Yeah.
Should have gave him some parsley and cheese sausage.
I think he's had that before.
Yeah, I have. That stuff's fire. Well, you gave me loose salt. I'm going to try and do this. This is why I'm asking.
I would say definitely probably your provolone or the Mott's.
So the one I brought you is regular sausage, salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And I think that was the best way for me to bring that to you, so you can mess around with it.
Yeah.
You can toy with it. If you get a parsley and cheese or a broccoli Rob, then you're kind of limited to what you can do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, once I get the basic sandwich down, then you can switch the sausage up, and now you can start rotating a different smash thing.
Yep. Yeah, I'm down.
What would you do? I am so excited. Yeah. I use Martin's potato rolls, but I don't know if a potato roll would work with that. I've had sausage sandwiches with that, but a part of me wanted like the crunch and the vibe of getting a really good sausage sandwich and like almost like a steak roll or whatever you guys use. So what were you suggesting? Because I was thinking maybe a Kaiser because Kaiser's going to give you the crunch.
Yeah, so a nice toasted Kaiser brioche roll.
Yep.
I mean, you could cut down a hoagie roll, but I prefer a round.
Yeah. The Kaiser, I think, would just work better. But I have to be the right size Kaiser, because if it's too big, then you have too much bread.
Yeah. So, 4-inch round medium Kaiser.
I think that would be probably perfect.
I can get you some samples.
Let's go. Yeah. What about sauce? Would you do sauce on it?
No.
No?
No sauce.
Nothing? Have you ever... I've only ever had this at the Jersey Shore. They put mustard on my sausage sandwich with onions and peppers. Yeah. Have you ever had it that way?
No.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it. It was different.
Yellow mustard?
It was yellow mustard. And it was like salt, yellow mustard, and it was the onions and peppers. I've never had it that way. They offered it that way. So I was like, fuck it, I'll take it. I'll
tell you a funny story. So I'm down at Washington Street, man. These two Italian guys come straight from over there. They go shop at my dad's, and they're like, and they wanted something to eat at my father's. My father's like, listen, go next door to see Sal. He'll make you whatever. And these guys spoke broken English. They're like, we want sausage sandwich with peppers and onions. I said, yeah, no problem. I can do that. We want a lot of mayo. The first thing I said was, Italians and mayo. I don't know about that.
They don't do mayo.
But these guys destroyed these sandwiches with mayo. And I've never heard of sausage with mayo and peppers and onions.
Have you ever had it?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
It's not appealing.
He's very basic.
No.
What do you? All right. So what do you do?
I would
try it.
I love yellow mustard, so I would.
Yeah.
I would do a spicy. I would use a Boar's Head spicy mustard.
How are we trying that tomorrow?
Yeah, I'd give that a shot.
All right, we're going to try it tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll let you know how it is.
Yeah. No, because I went back and forth with my brother, and he was like, he's like, well, would you do Mott's? And then would you do sauce? And I was like, I'll get us a sausage from Giacomo's. And I was like, he's coming on the podcast. I'm like, I'm just going to pick his brain on this sandwich because, I don't know, the burgers are fun, and they're a thing right now, but it's like the way I always look is like way down the road. And like I was telling you, when we do the new studio and the cooking show, it's like I would love to have you on and create a sandwich like that and then be like, all right, cool, let's make 100 of these and see if we can sell 100 of them, and it'll just be fun.
I'm down for
and
that.
then, like, you know what I mean? And there's nothing in this town. So it's once I start getting the ball rolling, and then people are like, oh, Saturday nights there's something different going on at Never Again Studio all the time, then, or, I just want to start doing that. Cause
I mean, with what I brought you, you have sauce there. You can just toy with it.
Yeah.
Put it on there. See what you think.
I think the sauce and the Mott's is going to be too much of a parm for you.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to go more parm than it is. And I got to get the right texture down for cooking the sausage and everything, and the right size patty, because I don't want to go too thin on it. I don't know. 3 ounces for the burger works. It's just, I don't know how it'll be smashing
mess
sauce.
around with
Also do patties for you, too.
Just mess around with it. Mess around with it. That's what it's there for.
Yeah. Do you guys primarily just do the case sausage, or do you do sandwiches?
No, we'll do bulk sausage. Yeah, we'll do it. Just give me a call.
You call us, we'll pretty much do anything for you.
Yeah. I'll figure it out, and then once I got it down, I'll come in and you can make it with me, and we'll make it there, and then try it out, and then once it works, then we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
because then we could just do something there, or I don't know. My brain's.
Yeah, it's so much easier at the shop. Just come into the kitchen,
Yeah,
we can
slap
make
it on
it.
that flat
Yeah.
top. Let's go.
yeah. Because then I wouldn't really have to do a pop up. We would just do something. out
No,
of there.
just do it right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You.
You can use my kitchen as your little test kitchen.
Yeah. I'm down, man. It's been a pleasure meeting you. You didn't know me at all, and you gave me a big hug, and you were like, "Here, take all this shit." And you're like, "Here, get him more
let's go."
sausage." And I'm definitely gonna bring the food review stuff back. I am just way too fucking busy
Yep.
with moving the studio and everything, but the amount of love I got doing that sandwich, and the amount of people in the comments that were like, Giacomos, like, you guys have a very, very strong, loyal
customer base.
where your name is constantly talked about it. It's awesome meeting you. I'm so glad you came down, because I immediately started relating to just working in a kitchen, and the fact that you're there for 10 years shows more about him, and the fact that you're building this life and to stay there. And I know what it's like to be cooking and to be treated that well, to stay somewhere for 10 years is that I'm awesome that you've been able to find a place where you can call home. And it's really cool seeing from when I was there with Keith and you guys didn't know me, and I could kind of watch the atmosphere of what's going on. It's not just saying it's a family atmosphere. It is a family atmosphere. And congratulations on the 2 years, which I didn't even know, cancer free. I'm going to give you guys a chance to plug anyone who doesn't know who you guys are. What's the best way to order? Where's your location? And kind of what's your social media and everything you guys do?
Well, I'll say call anywhere in the morning. The best time, right now with lunch and how crazy we are, we just can't handle it some days. We got to pull the phones. That's all we can do. We rather take care of the people that are there in front of us than people calling.
It becomes overwhelming, man.
Yeah, no, and then the people on the phone start yelling at you.
Yeah, and then we're going out and checking prices on the pasta, and we got to do this. We got, it gets a little crazy. That's probably honestly the best way.
Yeah, give us a call.
Yeah, call in the morning.
Call.
And you guys have your social media, and I even looked it up. You guys have a full website and everything.
Giacomos, ItalianMarket.com. My wife takes care of that. She built that website. She did a great job with that.
Yeah, it's a solid website. I went on there because that's where I ripped the logo from.
Yeah, she did a great job.
So I was like looking there for pictures, and there's the stories there, and everything that you guys need for the information.
She handles all the social media, Instagram.
Do you guys do catering and all that crazy stuff?
We do. Very limited right now.
You're nuts. You guys literally don't stop.
We're very limited though, because it's we can't get it done.
Yeah,
and I feel bad sometimes saying no, but I have to. We're just short.
Is it usually people calling in like party trays and stuff like that? Yeah.
If it's something,
you guys get popped for the UFC fights and all that stuff from the college kids.
No.
Yeah.
They're ordering pizza by the dozens.
Yeah.
For those things, man. They're like 20, 30 at a shot.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They can come get a 6-foot hoagie and just go to town.
They're getting beer and pizza.
Yeah.
And they're done.
We rotate. We do a lot of cooking down here when we do the fights. And what's funny is that's kind of how I got back into cooking and then selling the food and stuff. Is I was burned out from it for years. And then I slowly started doing it again. And then we just, it's cool. There's like 4 or 5 of us. Everybody knows how to cook. And then my one buddy Tim didn't, and then he just kind of started pushing himself, and then now he bought a smoker, so like he's now like doing barbecue and stuff. But it's awesome, and we make each other food and stuff. But we rotate. Like we can't just eat pizza every single time. So it's like, we'll definitely swing up one night and get some cheesesteaks and stuff.
Yeah, call me. We'll have it ready for you. I'll bring it down.
And I didn't know you lived by Nazareth.
I live right up by Beck's.
Yeah, which is 3 minutes from my parents' house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anytime you want to drink, man.
Yeah.
You want to go over some ideas or just want to bitch about work, I'm here. I want to thank both of you for coming on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Of course.
Thank you.
I'll have this out next week, probably Monday, Tuesday. It depends with the holiday and whatnot. But if you're a first-time listener, first-time watcher, you can go to neveragainstudio.com. That has everything you need for all the shows, the past shows, the apparel. It's for sponsoring. If you need to get apparel made, I work with Axelrad Screen Printing, so I can help you out with that. I'm a one-stop shop for small business. If you guys are in the need for ammo, we started nazoammo.com. We are running Keystone munitions out of there. I have
Yes, sir.
a ton of 9
Yes,
millimeter.
sir.
Wait, whoa. Why didn't I know this? Hold on.
Yeah.
We're talking afterwards.
We're talking Second Amendment. Let's go.
Yeah, so I started. Well, he's coming on next week. Jeremy is coming on to tell a story about how he started Keystone. But it's no limit purchasing. If you live in the state of Pennsylvania, we can ship to you. Anybody outside of the state, you can drive here and pick it up. I just talked to Jeremy, and within the next couple of weeks, we should have 5.56 and some other stuff coming down the pipe besides 9 millimeter. So that's nazoammo.com, neveragainstudio.com. Thank you guys so much. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I apologize it took this long, but I feel like the timing was correct in everything we wanted to do. Enjoy your vacation, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you, man.
it.
And congrats again on 2 years
man.
cancer free.
Thank you.